Okay, so here I have, I'm going to use blue this time because I've used red for like 5 of these today. So, um, okay, that's getting drippy. I have blue, drippy white, and some black. Again, tint, say tint. T-I-N-T, tint, is when you take white and add it to a color. So we're going to just be mixing whatever color you choose, which would be best if it was blue or red, or maybe, you know, if you have a pre-mixed purple or something, that'd be fine, a tube of purple paint, whatever. I'm going to do blue this time because I did lots of red already. The first thing you're going to do is take your palette. I'm going to scoop up some white paint and I'm going to put it over here because, you know, that's my style. And then I'm going to take a little bit of blue, just a little bit, not too much, and I'm going to mix it in there because we're going to go from light to dark. And we're going to do it in 5 steps. I don't want this to get too dark too soon. So even though this looks probably pretty light to you, I'm going to add more white because we've got, you know, a ways to go. Very nice. Okay. Oh, yes. Very nice light blue. Very, very light blue. It's mostly white with a little bit of blue in it. All right. Go ahead and get to one of your boxes, rectangles that you made. And starting on the left side, you're going to go ahead and fill that left hand box in as nicely as you can. If your paint gets too sticky or dry and it's not filling in very nicely, you can always add a little water to it and mix it in. So, boom, first blue one. Technically, if we were at school, I'd have you do a row of 10 just of this, but we're not at school, so this is different. I would actually do that lighter if we were at school, but we're not. So I'm not going to wash my brush. No need to wash that brush. We're just mixing in blue and white all the way until the end. I'll tell you when to wash your brush. So I've got this nice light blue on here. Got my trusty palette. Gonna take a little bit more blue, not too much, and I'm gonna mix that in there. This should not be dramatically darker than the first one. We're slowly, gradually moving for it to get to a purer and purer blue with no white. So if you can see here, I started with pink, add a little bit more red, a little bit more red, a little bit more red, a little bit more red. So we have a nice slow transition from light pink to what is essentially a dark pink because it still has a little bit of white in it. So go ahead and pop that on there. See how it compares to the other one. Pretty good. I bet you know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to add more blue. If that's what you said or thought, then ding, 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 10 points. Grabbing a little bit of blue. Mixing it right in there, baby. Make sure it's a shade darker. If it's not, then you got to add more blue. I'm going to add some water so it spreads nicely. I'm going to mix it in. Now let's see if this is dark enough. I might need to add more blue. It needs to be, nope. I need more blue in that. I'm gonna mix it up. Let's try it again. Yes, now I can see the difference. So it needs to be just a step darker or a step more blue. So it needs to be noticeable, but it's not like slap you in the face. Okay, not bad. So next, I'm still not going to wash my brush. We're on the second to last one. I'm sure you know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because that's my job. I'm going to scoop up some blue. I'm going to mix that baby in there. Oh yeah, looking good. Ooh, pretty. Filling that in there. Can you tell the difference? So I'm going to finish filling this one in. Now, you can see the difference here, but it's not huge. So if you are particular and you want it to be noticeably darker, oh no, oh, what do I do? It's already on the paper. Oh, my life is over. I have to start over. Miss Miller's going to give me a bad grade. No, no, she's not. No, nope, probably not. I just got some blue, put it on the end of my paintbrush, didn't wash it. I'm just gonna mix that puppy in there. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. I feel like that is noticeably darker blue. So the next blue that we're gonna do still has some white in it. I'm not doing anything different, but I do want it to be noticeable. It's the darkest one on the tint scale that we're doing here. That's only 5 blocks long. Challenge yourself. If you're really into this, try to do 10, because that's what I would try to make you do if we were at school. But I'm going to mix this in. I'm going to add a little bit of water in there. Let's see how it goes. Again, with my eye, I can see that it is a darker color, but it's not on the screen. So what am I going to do? What is Miss Miller going to do? What is she going to do? I'm going to dip my paintbrush in that blue, and I'm going to fill her in. So if you get it all squishy like that, you got to blend that out. And that just means taking your brush and just brushing it over top. It's actually very satisfying, and I kind of enjoy it when that happens, because then I have to blend it out. Beautiful. Great. Okay, so I would give this person a B+ if they turn this in my class. An A, they would be filled in really, really nicely and not overlap at all. But they'd probably be able to look at the page while they're painting it instead of going like this, like me. But anyways, it would still be a good grade, maybe an A- if I'm feeling nice. Because each value, not color, because the color is blue, but each value is distinguishable from the last, meaning I can distinguish that this one is lighter and that this one is darker than this one. I can distinguish that these two in the middle, one is darker and one is lighter. And I can distinguish by the end of this that it goes in a pattern from lightest to medium to darkest. All of these are blue with a little bit of white in them, but they're all a little bit different, okay? So now we're gonna do shade. Let's review shade. Where are you, shade? Singing to you just like we're in class. I miss you, class. Anyways, shade. Where's my definition? Adding black to a color to make it darker. Okay, so we did that. Now we're going to do that. So the first one is the plain color by itself. Then I added a tiny drop of black, and then a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, until I got kind of a red black, which would be great for shadows or anything that has a dark red tint to it. Who knows? So, paintbrush. Look at all that white paint on there. Did I ever say at any point in time that shade has white in it? No, I didn't. So I'm going to take that brush that's got white paint all over it. I'm going to put it in my water that looks sort of like a pinky maroon. Oh, now it's turning purple. Why is it turning purple? You know why. I taught you this. It's a secondary color. You put red and blue and you mix them together and you make purple. Yay. Okay. Cap it off. First color we're going to do in shade is plain old blue or plain old green or plain old red or plain old whatever, except for not yellow because it won't work very well. I'm going to scoop into my blue here. Beautiful, beautiful blue. Beautiful blue. And I'm going to fill in that first square. That's right. I'm going to add a little bit of water so it spreads real nice. Pretty. Okay, so newsflash. Blue is going to be harder than red because blue is already kind of dark depending on what kind of blue you're using. But we're going to try it, okay? I've got my blue. Scoop it up, move it over, grab a tiny bit of black, mix it all together, add some water so that it spreads nicely. This is going to be really hard. I don't know why I'm doing blue, but I'm doing it anyways, I guess. Okay, well, I can see it here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the screen. But here's my regular blue. Here's it with a little tiny itty bitty drop of black, and you can see it's already sort of turning like a midnight color, a midnight blue. I wonder if this will... Trying to change the color to see what works. Okay, you can see it. I can see it. All right. Not changing my paintbrush at all. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to scoop up some more blue. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to add a little bit of water to thin it out. I'm going to get a little bit of black. I'm going to mix them together. And boy, I'll tell you, this is getting dark fast. Ah, scary. But that's okay. It's an adventure. Art's an adventure. You're having fun, right? Me too. I think I need more black. Uh-oh. It's getting so dark so fast. It's okay. Just keep going. All right. I'm going to add more black. Let's see what happens. I'm getting scared. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think they're too similar. Let's do the last one and see how it turns out. Okay, here's the last one. Hopefully you didn't use blue or you have a different type of blue than I do, and it's turning out better than mine. So the last one could be really dark though, so that's cool because it's, you know, the darkest blue. It's blue black. Okay. These two are too similar. They make me sad. But I tried to challenge myself by doing the harder color, and, you know, I got served. And that's okay. It's the way life is. We're just going to go with it. So, the first one I did was red, not blue. And I started with plain red, added a little bit of black as I went along until I got to this nice color. And then the other one that I did that was also a shade, because shade is adding black to make a color darker, is I used plain blue, nothing mixed into it, and added a tiny bit of black as I went along until I got to this really dark, rich, like nighttime blue black. So that's that. I suggest you do a few different colors, actually. I would suggest you try to do a red, a blue, doing with just black and white, so that's just value. I mean, try to do something really hard, like a dark blue like I did, or even worse, a yellow. I got black paint on my arm. Yeah, I challenge you. Play with the different values, but remember the vocabulary. We have tint, which when you tint a color, you're adding white to it, and shade, which is when you add black to a color to make it darker. And then value is the overall lightness or darkness of a color, or not color if you're just doing a grayscale with a pencil, plain pencil, and you went from light to dark. That's it. That's what I wanted you to learn, the basics of the color wheel. And if you're in Miss Miller's art class, you're not just watching this randomly. The last week or two of school, we're going to do a little bit of anatomy or drawing people. Nothing too hard. It might be challenging, but all you're going to need is a pencil and a piece of paper, and it'll be fun. I like doing that. So I look forward to seeing you guys later. Bye.